to welcome Arbortrary completely.
Alex, are you okay?
I'm all turned around.
Yeah, let me start. Welcome to Completely Arbortrary, the podcast about trees and other related topics. Why is Casey bringing this up and not Alex sitting over there on the big green couch? It's because there is no big green couch today.
No, I'm in a desk chair that is too narrow for my ass.
Yeah, and you gave it to me, and then I said, well, this one's just right.
I'm Alex Crowson.
Yes, I'm Casey Clapp.
And today we are recording at Casey's home.
This is it is a home. It's a tenancy in a large house.
Mm-hmm. It is a little odd. Today I woke up and there was no power in my apartment.
Yes, we had a windstorm last night.
Yes, and my block was one of the blessed few that got its power knocked out.
Yeah,
and so we came over to Casey's house.
This is our very first recording in my living space.
It's true, and it's a little off-putting. Not because of you or anything to do with your home.
Thank you. It's
just a different space.
My macabre artwork.
You do live in if Dr. Frankenstein really got into trees instead of human biology.
Yeah. All of my pickled leaves and fruit and all that.
Your jars of cones up here.
Honestly, it's very comforting.
One has a label that says psychotic.
Yeah, don't open that jar. Don't open that one. Okay, Alex, we can't just banter about my room for the next 25 minutes to an hour.
That's true, Casey.
We have to tell everyone you need to keep going because we're almost near our goal of 800 subscribers before the end of December.
I believe we're at 765. People keep joining and then people keep leaving.
Yes. Stop leaving for the love of God. Yeah, it's okay. We're not gonna twist your arm, but the more that you leave, the more we have to get signed up to get that bonus sticker.
And let's just put it this way. If we don't reach 800, something very, very bad is going to happen.
It's going to be horrible, and everyone's going to cry.
Please join.
That's right. And hey, you know what? I got a little surprise here that I want to share with everyone, Alex.
What's that, Case?
Well, we've been telling everyone that we have this great new sticker sheet that we're going to be putting out. Mm-hmm. That is the thing. So here's the big thing. If you sign up in December, you're going to get 5 different cones on a sticker sheet.
That's right.
That is going to be the cone of the month. It's a 5-for-1 deal. So just sign up for that, period.
It's pretty cool.
If you get to 800 subscribers, which we only need 38, 35 more, then everybody, including if you're on any lower tier, not in the code club, you get an extra sticker. Everybody's going to get one.
That's right.
Now here's the surprise. The 5 stickers that you will receive are in this order.
Okay.
The pinyon pine.
Good.
Pinus edulis. Mm-hmm. The Japanese black pine.
Oh.
Pinus thunbergii.
Okay.
The Oyamel fir, which is the Abies religiosa, the one with all of the
butterfly
the
tree.
Beautiful butterflies on it, yeah. The coffin tree.
Ooh.
And the last one is the incense cedar, Calicedrus decurrens, everyone.
Sick.
Now, do you want to know what the bonus is going to be if everyone actually signs up? It's going to be the bald cypress.
No way.
That's right. The bald cypress.
You made this decision without me.
I did. I made this decision without you, Alex. I looked through all of the different trees that we've done per each year, and then said which ones have we not made stickers for?
Yeah.
And then I did all the conifers, and then I chose a nice diversity. Now that I've told you, what are your opinions?
I think it sounds great.
Yes.
And it's true. A few of those I was like, we haven't done that.
Yeah. No, totally. But it's kind of wild.
I love a sticker sheet. Brings me right back to the 90s.
Totally.
And I hope you all will love it too.
Yeah, most definitely.
So join up on the Treemium, arbitrarypod.supercast.com. Get us to that 800 or something terrible will happen. Now, Casey, here's something good that's going to happen.
Yes.
We're going to talk about a tree today. And this tree is the Japanese Pagodatree. And the scientific name for this Japanese Pagodatree.
Yeah. What is it there, guy?
Is as follows. Here we go. Styphnolobium japonicum.
That was great. That was a really good job.
That was actually really good. But that is it. Don't ask me to say it again. Japanese pagoda tree.
That's right.
And we're going to talk about this tree after a quick break. And we'll be right back with Completely Arbortrary. Welcome back to Completely Arbortrary. Today we are talking the Japanese pagoda tree. Now, Casey.
That's right. Styphnolobium japonicum.
You said stiff.
I did.
I said stiff.
Oh, well,
Let's call the whole thing off.
let's just end this show right here before we get in a fight about it.
Well, Casey, let's imagine that you and I are, hey, you know where I think we would be cool to go?
Where?
You know where I think we would be cool to go?
Where do you think we would be cool to go?
I think it would be cool to go to the Japanese gardens in
Oh,
Portland, Oregon.
okay,
I went
yeah.
there recently for the first time as an adult.
Really?
And I thought it was delightful.
It's a really nice place. It's the best one outside of Japan, according to someone of authority.
Mr. Japan?
I think it was Mr. Japan.
The
himself.
first Japanese man?
Yes. Yeah. He gave it his blessing.
Well, let's imagine that we're there strolling around.
Okay.
And we come across some Japanese pagoda trees.
That sounds absolutely delightful.
Let's ID this tree.
So the first thing that I just love to do is just really quickly just talk a little bit about where we're at, which is a Japanese garden. Now, it turns out that this tree, though its name is the Japanese pagoda tree, it's actually not from Japan at all.
What?
Even though the specific epithet is Japonicum, meaning of Japan, it's not native there.
What gives?
It apparently has been planted over there sometime in the last, amount of time. And then someone from Europe came over and was like, of Japan. I see this tree in Japan. Then everyone in Japan is like, what? This is a mainland tree.
I see.
This isn't our tree. This is just a tree we plant.
Is this a Chinese tree?
This is a Chinese tree.
How about that?
Yeah. So over there, the name is the Chinese scholar tree. Is that right?
Scholar.
Yeah. It is. Okay, great. So I'm like, scholar tree. Yeah. Okay, so I just had to look that up because for some reason my brain panicked and was like, wait, scholar tree? The reason it panicked is because this came up with the tree of heaven when I was writing my book. The tree's around you. Go buy it for all you, everyone. You can get it on our website.
You can find it on our website, arbortrarypod.com.
That's right. You can also get it at all your local bookstores and Amazon.com.
Wow.
Praise be to the Lord Commander. So it turns out that the tree of heaven, I always put dashes between tree of heaven. And then the editor, like the copy editor, like the person who's like, I'm all about words and grammar.
Yeah.
Looked into it and was like, is that right? Why are there dashes? Everywhere else doesn't have dashes. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then I looked at a bunch of other trees, and some people put a dash between pagoda tree and Chinese scholar tree.
Double dashes?
No, sorry, just between the scholar and the tree and the pagoda and
scholar
the tree.
pagoda tree.
Yeah, or they would smash it together to make it like pagoda tree, like red cedar,
I suppose it's a false scholar.
Exactly.
It's a false pagoda.
It's not a real tree.
No.
It's not a real pagoda.
No.
So it made me laugh because I think a bunch of people put that on there, and then I just was reading it, and my brain had a weird moment back then. But yeah, so I don't know. It's not a real scholar.
I have a follow-up question.
Yes, Alex?
What was your reasoning behind hyphenating tree of heaven?
There was no good reason.
Okay, you just did it 'cause-
I just thought it was supposed to be. Yeah,
I gotcha.
It turns out it's not. No one
Okay.
actually cares.
Yeah.
It's a real tree.
Of course it is. It's not a real heaven.
No, it's not a real heaven. So I guess, but we're not describing. It's not tree heaven.
No, that would be the Pacific Northwest.
Obviously.
Come on.
All right. Enough
Alex, that was a good one.
That was a really good one.
I'm warming up.
I think you're feeling good. So here's the tree. It doesn't matter where you're at. You could be in China, Japan. You could be anywhere in probably the whole entire northern hemisphere of the world, and you will find the pagoda tree. It is a reasonably sized tree. It's like 40 to 50 feet tall on average, but I've heard that it can get up to like 70 or 80. If you give it the time, the pressure, the encouragement, it'll get up there.
That's a decently sized tree.
Decently sized tree. Medium big at best.
Yeah.
But what it does really well is create a beautiful form. It's got like the perfect rounded, puffy kind of canopy. Yeah, do you see that?
It does.
Right? But the thing also is that it's not like too dense. It's not too airy. It's like the perfect amount of both.
It really is.
You think
it's
so?
kind of perfectly evenly spaced among its canopy.
Exactly.
You know what it really reminds me of just at first glance? It reminds me of the trees, the hardwood trees in Animal Crossing. If we've got any Animal Crossing heads out there.
Man, I definitely am not one of those.
You could be.
I have no idea what that is.
Anyway, it's a video game.
Oh.
And it's a very cute little island, and they have trees that look just like this, and they're very sweet and cozy looking.
Okay, yeah.
This is a very sweet, cozy looking tree.
Oh my God.
And boy, does it just get better and better.
It really does. If the leaves are all off of it, then it has like this really great architecture.
Oh, it's
where-
deciduous.
It is. It's a deciduous tree.
Okay.
Deciduous in the pea family, nonetheless. This is in Fabaceae. Specifically, it's in the Faboideae subfamily. So
Interesting.
it's one of those that has the pea flower in a strict sense. Remember the silk tree, the mimosa?
Kind of puffy.
Exactly. It looks like these like literal pom-poms, right?
Yeah.
Those are not, they're in the same family, but they are different kinds of flowers.
Than our tree today.
Correct. Ours has the actual pea style flowers that everyone's like, oh yeah, that's a pea for sure.
We'll describe the pea flowers.
Okay, so the pea flowers are the sort that have a really interesting kind of thing. In fact,
Oh, Casey's reaching to a shelf
I'm
behind
going
him.
to go to the library here, and then I'm going to look up a word that I didn't know I had to figure out. Bilateral symmetry.
Oh,
and that,
I know exactly what that means.
okay, now give me a definition for it.
Well, I had bilateral compartment syndrome in my leg.
What? I don't know if we're still on topic anymore, but I don't want to leave.
But it meant both sides.
Oh, yes, okay.
So this is a symmetry. Bilateral symmetry means that it's both symmetrical vertically and horizontally.
No, only vertically.
Okay.
So bi meaning two, so it basically has two sides that are mirror images of each other.
If something were symmetrical vertically and horizontally, it would be like a perfect circle or something, like the sun.
Yeah, pretty
like
much.
a cartoon sun.
Exactly. Or like well, I think actually in that case it would have radial symmetry.
Wow.
Yes. So here's the difference. Bilateral symmetry is, in this case, referring to a flower, the property of having the left and right sides as mirror images of each other, such that an imaginary line drawn vertically would produce two symmetric halves, but a line drawn in any other orientation would not.
Now this is just some symmetry.
This
This is
is
default symmetry.
this is
to me.
symmetry of your face and my face, right? If you cut us down
Yeah.
the middle, the left and the right look, more or less the same.
Yeah, that's just symmetry.
Yes, but there's also radial symmetry.
Yeah, but that's radial symmetry. I think when anybody thinks of symmetry, they think of bilateral left and right symmetry.
Okay, yeah,
no?
I think that's very fair.
I think so.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that is accurate.
Okay, so these are symmetrical flowers. Is
Exactly.
really what we're trying to say.
They are symmetrical, but in that one particular way. Okay, this is why they are not in the rose family. So rose family has radial symmetry,
whatever.
which is so if you split it down the middle or you rotate it, a fifth of a degree, I should
Yeah.
say, just 1/5 of a circle, then it will be symmetrical again and again.
Okay.
So you can kind of like spin it. That's like the way a wheel is symmetrical.
I suppose it does matter to get technical.
In this case only, we're talking botany, right?
Watch what I do with my eyes when I say that. I suppose it does matter to get technical.
Oh, they rolled to the back of your head because you were entering another plane because you knew if you didn't, I was going to kill you right here in this one. Alex, if you roll your eyes in my office
I do
one more time.
I love to roll my eyes.
No,
really.
trust me, I know.
Oh, Casey.
Anyway, here is the other thing that is interesting about this kind of flower. This is the pea family flower. Now, pea family flowers have individual petals that do two particular things. They have one up-flipped banner petal on the top. They have two wing petals on the left and the right, and then they have two fused petals called the keel at the very bottom.
This is interesting.
Yes.
This kind of reminds me of what, lotus maybe, or not lotus. What's the one that grows in the? I know lotus also grows in the water. Kind of orchid. Like an orchid flower.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of has like
yeah.
It's sort of like how I think of it right now. It's like positions on a basketball team. Like you got these two guys do this thing.
Yeah.
This guy does this thing. So all these different petals.
Yeah.
Or bracts or whatever.
They're all petals.
Be, may have different purposes, but they're all supporting the team, aka sexual reproduction.
Exactly. They're just looking to get laid. Rather, they're looking to make sure the flower as a whole gets laid.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a fair. I think that's a very fair distinction.
That's a weird connection to make, but
Hey,
I'm warming up.
Now everyone's gonna remember that, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. That's the basketball team flower."
That's true.
Well, you're exactly right. That's kind of exactly what they do. They have the banner that's kind of this big backstop kind of thing.
Yeah.
You have the two on the side that kind of add to that, and then the two in the middle that create the keel. They're actually almost like half fused together.
Yeah.
So that when you kind of push on the front, they open up, and
Yeah.
that's when you can like get in there.
They're like very gently sutured together.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So just a little bit of pressure, and it opens up.
And
really quickly.
does the insect that fermentates?
Pollinates.
Does the insect that?
All right, he's cooling down again. He's cooling down. Yeah.
Let's check the meter. Does the insect that pollinates this plant have to push into that part?
Yes.
Wow.
Exactly. Now, that's the same for all pea flower kind of things. And this is like, I think, the second biggest family of all of them. In fact, orchids are the first biggest family, and they also have really complex, they're a little bit different, the flowers, but their flowers also create those really complex, like a bilateral symmetrical kind of things. So it's a very like amazingly successful like design of a flower.
Cool.
That is what this tree has.
Now, after a flower comes
The fruit.
I can't wait to talk about the fruit because
what? You know about this?
To myself over here, I gasped when I saw it. It is the most precious thing I've ever seen.
This makes my day. What do you think is so precious about it? Okay, you know what? Describe it to us first.
God, I would love to.
Maybe all at the same time. I should note that these flowers all come out in late summertime.
Okay.
So just when every other flower's like, hey, we're done, it's cool.
Interesting.
We're finished. Then the Pagodatree's like, not me, baby, pops itself out. And all of the flowers cover it because they're on these big terminal panicles. And each one of those is at the end of every twig, and it looks like the entire thing, the entire tree just explodes in like fireworks is what it looks like to me.
They're kind of white, right?
They're creamy whitish green. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Casey, I would love to talk about the fruit now.
Okay. Now, give us that description. What is it that you are so taken by?
Well, a few things.
Okay.
I'm looking on the landscapeplants.oregonstate.edu, Casey's favorite website in existence.
Just one of the goddamn best.
And the fruit looked like a snake ate a bunch of mice,
Okay.
one after the other, and they're traveling down its gullet. But this snake...
The famous snake gullet.
Yes. Much like a pelican. But this snake is not your normal scaled snake. The snake is made of like this kind of, it almost looks like it has the texture of a jelly. Kind of semi-translucent green. So, you know, to me, the texture looks like a green grape that you take the skin off of.
A green grape that you take. Okay, yeah, totally. I see that exactly.
Yeah, and I just think they're so adorable. And there's probably 4 seeds per pod here.
Yeah,
These are pea
relatively.
pods.
Yeah.
And they hang down, and they have this little terminal
I love this.
tail.
Exactly.
This tiny little...
It looks like a little hook.
Yes, a little fishing hook on the very end. And I would love to talk about all this.
Okay,
what it means for society.
Yeah, honestly, where is this going in the grand scheme?
Yeah.
And where's it been?
Wow.
I don't really know that there is a particular reason that the fruit develops like this, but what you're seeing is seeds. So this is a pea pod in every traditional sense. The thing about pea pods is that they are essentially flattened papery pods that have seeds that are in them every, I don't know, they're spaced very regularly.
But these pods are not flattened and papery.
Exactly.
They are luscious.
They
like
essentially, they're kind of like the waist on a wasp. A wasp's waist.
Yes. Very
yes.
good.
Okay.
Yes.
So everyone's like, "Oh wait, hold on. I see what you're saying." So wasps and bees and ants, famously, they have like a really skinny waist between their abdomen and their thorax,
hubba.
middle and backside.
That's right.
Just like what these have.
And they have a stinger.
They do. These are like the bees. These are like the wasps of the tree world.
Holy shit, man!
Yeah, it's all coming together now.
They should have settled in these trees and not the figs.
Yeah, it would have been like too on the nose, I think.
Yeah.
So basically, in between each one of the seeds inside this pea pod, the pod itself is constricted really intensely. So it looks almost like a chain of pearls or something.
Yeah.
And it creates this really like you're showing like a goofy, weird pea pod thing that looks like grapes attached by little strings.
I think they're very precious, Casey.
They really do look precious. Yeah, I agree.
And are they I don't suppose they're yummy to eat.
No, in fact, my understanding is they're a little bit bitter and they don't taste very good. In fact, that is what Styphnolobium refers to apparently. Styphno means dense and lobes mean pods and capsules.
Okay.
But I read somewhere else that it means that they don't taste very good.
Okay.
It basically is like a blah kind of taste.
Yeah.
They have been used in traditional Chinese medicine. But
Oh.
I did a little bit of research into this because I thought, maybe I get to talk about that.
Yeah.
I can't really see that they're used intensely, but they're one of the 50 most important ones according to some references.
Okay.
And then other references are like, also, this was just kind of made up in the 1800s. Don't worry about it.
Interesting.
Yes, so I decided I was not going to go down the rabbit hole of, do I want to discuss if Chinese traditional medicine is real or not? I decided no.
Yeah, we don't want to get into that.
That's not what I was looking to do.
At least not with me in the room.
At least not with me. I'm right here.
Well, should we talk about the leaves and the bark, Casey?
Yes, we absolutely should talk about the leaves and the bark. So the bark, it's not so utility as to be uninteresting, but it's not so interesting as to not be considered utility. Is that fair?
Sure.
Yeah?
I
Okay.
guess.
Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it.
People love it when you do the symmetrical statement.
Thank you.
Sorry, bilateral.
Bilateral symmetrical. Yeah, this is not a radial symmetric statement. It doesn't go back on itself.
Casey looked confused.
So it essentially, it looks like, I don't know, a lamer version of the honey locust.
Yeah.
Where the honey locust looks really nice. It has like these cool plates that kind of bend backwards, and it has like kind of this weaving kind of pattern to it.
Oh yeah, honey locust is cool.
It's
Speaking
really
of wasps, it always reminds me of like a wasp's nest.
Oh yeah, okay,
like that
great.
sort of abstract kind of texture.
Yes, totally. Where it's like half weaved together, but then it kind of disappears every now and then, so you can't really
Yeah.
see where the pattern starts and stops.
Yeah.
Exactly. This doesn't have that.
No, this is just kind of plain, slightly fissured gray bark.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the sad part about it, is that it looks good, but like every time you really look at it, you're like, ooh, how good does it look? It doesn't rise to your expectations.
No.
It just says, I am okay.
Doesn't get me excited.
It really doesn't. So it's kind of sad that way, but it's not bad.
But I do like the leaves, and we should talk about the leaves because you know me, Casey. I love a pinnately compound leaf.
I did know this about you. And this is a pinnately compound leaf on this tree. They're alternately arranged. There is, I believe, 7 to 17 individual little leaflets.
Okay.
They are odd pinnate, so they have a single leaf at the terminal end with pairs going along the sides. They are also pointed, and the leaves themselves are up to like 10 inches long, like 6 to 10 inches.
When a pinnately, what did you call it? An odd pinnate?
Yes, odd pinnate. Yeah,
Which
yeah.
means it has a terminal leaf.
Correct.
When a tree grows a limb like that with a terminal leaf, does it obviously grows that leaf first, and then the rest starts coming out?
No, because this is all just one leaf. So imagine any other leaf without any gaps in between, where you just have one simple leaf, like maybe from a chestnut or a something else. So as that leaf kind of unfurls and fills up with juice and water, then it becomes one big thing.
Yeah.
This happens exactly the same, but instead of being all connected, there's just gaps in between them. So
the whole thing comes out at once,
Yes.
and then unfurls.
yeah, it's kind of like I think it would come out and unfurl all at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like it
I
grows and then pops out two, then two, then two, then two, then stops.
That was my question.
Yes, no, it's not like that. It's all one unit. It all is preordained. It's predestined to become a leaf inside of the individual bud.
Okay.
And as it grows, it then kind of fills itself in, almost like you're filling up a water balloon or something. So on a compound leaf, the middle vein right there, the middle thing is called the rachis.
Rachis.
It would be a mid vein if there was a simple leaf, if there was no breaks between the lamina.
Okay.
So once it splits up into a pinnately compound thing, then all of the parts change. But in all intents and purposes, because it's one leaf, it's just another name for something else that denotes that it's a part of a compound leaf. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
Okay.
a compound leaf is sort of just like a simple leaf with very, very, very deep lobes.
Yes, so deep that they go to the veins.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
That is precisely it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
and those are racemes down the middle.
No,
rachis.
rachises.
Fuck you, Alex. What is a raceme?
A raceme is a kind of flower.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that to myself.
It's okay. Hey, you don't be that mean to my friend.
I edited out some back and forth. We've had a couple minutes of raceme rachis debacle.
Yeah, and you know what? We made it through. We had to go take a break, get a coffee. Now we're back.
Raceme is a flower part.
It is a flower. So it's a flower arrangement. So you have a central bit with individual little flowers on little tiny stalks coming off.
Okay.
That is a raceme.
Okay. It's a flower style at like a other flower styles.
Exactly. Funny enough, if you say style in a flower, that's the thing that holds up the filament in the anther.
I know. There's no... I think I just have to kill myself.
I think you just need to leave, sir. I wanted to backtrack on one thing. Remember how I said that stiffno means sour and astringent? Well, according to Wikipedia, that's what stiffno or striffno means.
Okay.
Whereas Lobian means pod because they taste pretty sour and astringent.
Is that the same root as strychnine?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I have no idea.
Very bitter poison.
Yes, that very well could be. Yeah. But anyway, so I have had two different things tell me two different things. I don't know the answer.
Okay.
There are apparently lots of astringent pods.
Lots of astringent... That's like a vocal warm-up. There are apparently lots of astringent pods.
Okay, say that one more time.
Now, Casey, that's the tree.
There is one other thing, though, I should note, which I love about this tree. This is probably my favorite thing about it.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I almost skipped past it.
No, that's okay. I appreciate you being so willing to go back. Its twigs are like a lime green.
Oh.
Not only are they a lime green, they are a lime green for about the first 4 to 6 years.
Wow.
They just kick it like that.
I suppose that would be normally like a softer color, brighter color in a tree's twigs. Twigs?
Yeah,
stems,
the twigs. Yeah.
Would be like kind of a juvenile thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And they would just stay there for like the first year or two or 3 at most.
And then start growing their bark.
Exactly. Then they start to develop their like more adult bark kind of appearance.
Okay.
But yes, they stay like, depending on your opinion, it's like an olive green to a lime green.
Wow.
And they're perfectly smooth and they have petioles. Each one of the leaves have petioles that cover over the top of the bud entirely. And the buds are jet black. Like shiny jet black.
Interesting.
But you can't see them if the leaves are on. So it looks like you just have this like perfectly green, almost like plastic looking twig that then when the leaves pop off, you can see these little like black eyeballs just kind of like peering out as if they're like tucked in a little bit, just like waiting. It's really, they're just like the most beautiful things.
Whoever designed this tree fucking killed it.
I
love it already, I'll tell you that.
See, this is really good to know because the main thing about this tree that I have found, well, one, my friend Dan Gleason, he specifically, he and I hung out last night. That was my treat for sending out all the merch.
That's right.
Everybody, you
Casey
guys
is a fucking champion of men.
If you got your merch, or if you bought any of our pre-sale stuff, then I sent it out yesterday, literally took it in the last 5 minutes to the post office.
Yeah, man.
6 boxes. 6 boxes worth of goods.
Casey did all of that because usually Casey ships the merch kind of on a regular basis, which is awesome, but it's never this much. But Casey specifically did all of that alone because I was in the studio for the 2 days that we had set aside to do this. And I'm sorry, and I love you.
Hey, I love you too.
Let me name some names. Odysseus.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Odysseus.
Achilles. Casey Clapp.
Wow.
Heroes of the
a
Golden
Greek
Age.
Hero. Man, I'm in good company.
And I am Zeus.
Oh, shit.
King of the gods.
All right. That's, you know what? Actually, I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with just being a hero and hanging out. Yes.
Anyway, thank you, Casey, for doing all that. But what were we talking about?
So I hung out with my friend Dan.
Yes.
One of my closest friends, and we were talking about like which tree. And I was like, man, yeah, I'm still debating. I have a couple different options and things I want to talk about. And he was like, well, you know what? You guys should talk about the Japanese pagoda tree. And I was like, okay, why? And he's like, because it's just like, it's an understated tree. It's everywhere, but it's like a killer tree.
Wow.
And so he and I chatted about it, and mostly we were thinking about it in like a street tree kind of sense. And that's one of the things that I was like, yeah, you know what I do? We haven't talked about urban forestry in a while, and we've had a couple people talk about or reach out to us and say, hey, talk more about trees in the planter strips.
It's true,
How do we take care of them? Like, what do we do? Like, what's going on with them kind of thing?
And this is tough, Casey, because I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm not terribly interested in urban forestry.
Exactly.
And you are, I would say, very interested.
I love it. It's like my favorite thing. Yeah. This
will be a fun exercise.
So, well, the whole reason that I think it's interesting that you brought up the fact that you're like, this tree rocks. Like, I like this tree. I think it looks really good and all these things. And it's interesting. And it's interesting because this tree, according to the research that I have done, going back all the way to the 1700s when it was first introduced into kind of Western horticulture. Yeah, so this was brought over in Europe back in like 1742 as a part of this, like one of the very first expeditions of Europeans into China at the time. Because at that time, China was not open for business. Nobody was going over there. And it just wasn't like a place where you could just like, yeah, we're going to go walk over and hang out and like go get these trees. They were very well protected. They were very much saying, oh, you're not allowed to do anything in our country, and we're going to trade what we want, and we're not going to give you anything that we don't want you to have.
Wow.
Kind of idea.
Okay.
So they ended up getting the famous Chinese Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that commented about this tree back when he was doing it. And so it was introduced way before his time. And essentially, it was brought over in like a few seeds, and it had to be sent over land to Moscow through Siberia. Whoa. Because the guy that was sending these things over, his name was Pierre Dincarville.
Wow.
Isn't that a good name?
Do that again.
Pierre Dincarville.
Casey has what I call a French hand.
I do.
Which is when he's speaking French.
I didn't even notice. And then when I did notice, you immediately commented, and I was like, oh my God. No. It's okay. It's very fair.
I have to.
Yes, it's Dincarville, maybe?
So this was the seed smuggler?
Yes. So he was allowed to, but like only a few different things. And he sent them by ship multiple times.
Wow.
And the ship always wrecked. So all of his work just kept on getting literally washed into the ocean. So he sent it across to Moscow. Then from Moscow, it made its way over to more, I guess, mainland Europe, so to speak.
Okay.
And ended up getting this tree to start to grow. And people were like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, no one cared.
It's a tree.
No one really gave two shits about it. It was just a tree. It didn't bloom very well because it is native to like this dry Western China where it's kind of the Great Plains almost, like kind of the steppe is what it becomes.
Yeah, into Mongolia.
Exactly. Yeah. Into Central Asia.
Okay.
So that section of the world is a little higher. It's a little drier. And so this tree can grow with really cool conditions. Of course, it gets really hot in the summertime and dry, so it becomes this tree that can take really cold conditions, really hot conditions, and then also blooms really nicely. So everyone's like, oh, this tree has these beautiful flowers. It looks like the whole tree's exploding. They're ever so slightly fragrant. They're kind of white, creamy. And everyone's like, great, cool, bring it on over. They planted it, but then in England, it took like 40 years for it to start to put on its very first flower.
One tree,
yeah. Or however many trees they had. But yeah, it took 40 years. That tree had to become 40 years old to basically say, I am ready to have sex.
Hey, man. I saw a movie about that once.
Yeah. And you know
Steve
what?
Carell.
It was a beautiful moment when finally that tree lost its virginity.
Hey, the sunshine. Casey, that's really interesting. So the tree is, I gather, really persistent.
It is, yeah. It's persistent.
Because it survived for 40 years without getting pollinated?
Oh, yeah. But it was just cooking, you know? It wasn't doing anything intense. It was just like, yeah, I'm going to grow roots, I'm going to grow leaves, and I'm just going to, wait until I'm good and ready.
Do tree stuff.
It's just going to do tree stuff.
Okay.
But here's the thing. It is not that this tree cannot produce flowers early in its life. In the United States, where we have much warmer summers than the UK, it turns out that the tree will grow flowers in like 10 or 12 years, like way earlier.
Okay.
So it actually really prefers to have a warmer summertime.
What is average For like your average tree grows flowers in...
Well, there is no good average, honestly.
okay.
It really depends on the species, but it's just like a maturity, just like anything else.
Sure.
But often that maturity has something to do with height, you know? So as a tree grows and reaches a certain height, it also is aging in years. Then it becomes sexually mature, and usually that all is correlated because you want the tree to be big enough and have enough energy that it can put all of that into making fruit and flowers.
Okay.
So it depends on just how big it gets and how quickly it gets there,
Okay.
so that it has enough energy and it's, at the right height and the right width to actually have enough space to drop seeds far enough away from itself. You know what I mean?
40 years, wow.
Yeah. So I think some pines, it'll take like 100 years before they actually reach the size and age that they can really start producing cones.
Okay.
So it really depends on the tree. If it's in the tropics, sometimes it's like 3 or 4 years and then they're sexually mature, but that's because they're growing continuously, not just, once a season kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or once a year in the right season. So this tree got brought over. It didn't really do much, and everyone's like, meh, okay, whatever. And it got brought over to the United States, and then it was planted like here and there, and everyone's like, meh, okay, whatever. And then every now and then someone would see it bloom, and they would be like, this tree's amazing.
Yeah.
And so there's like all these interesting like introduction notes in North America where everyone's like, the foliage is so delicate, the flowers are so beautiful, this is a killer tree. And apparently if you knew, you knew, but if you didn't, nobody cared.
Interesting.
So it just kind of flew under the radar for a really long time.
Like underground hip hop.
Yeah, exactly. No one gave two shits unless you were in. Then you're like, oh, this is where it's at.
Cool.
It was very much known in Japan and China, Korea, where they had planted it historically, allegedly. I've heard two different things about this. That it was planted kind of as a memorial tree, so to speak, where you would have not like, someone this is a very intense historical thing, but it'd be like, oh, when someone dies, we're going to plant this tree.
Yeah.
And I don't know that was necessarily like a big tradition, or if it just kind of happened to be like just developed. I couldn't find anything that said like, yes. I did see something that said no, it's actually Colutaria paniculata that they planted, the Chinese lantern tree.
Okay.
But I have not.
Be a good one too.
Yeah, it's another great tree, and they're all growing out there. They love to grow in the same kind of areas, so I think they might have been a somewhat kind of interchangeable kind of thing.
Okay.
Regardless, they over there knew this tree rocks, and they planted it all over the place. You can find it really commonly next to shrines and like these old ancient trees that are kind of hanging around next to old places in this kind of ancient world.
I bet a fucking big one of these looks amazing.
Oh yeah, and they look gnarly.
Yeah.
There's ones that have been planted in the Royal Botanic Gardens queue that are like being held up by 1,000 individual poles because it's so old and gnarled and like falling apart.
Oh wow.
It's literally has canes all over it. It's a crazy looking tree.
Just here's my opinion.
Okay.
Let it die.
I honestly kind of in there, but
just let it fall apart. That's what it wants to do, obviously.
I guess that is fair, but also, is it not just like cool to have this like ancient tree just kind of keep on kicking with all these weird like, I don't know, more machine than man kind of thing?
And it's not in pain or anything. So
I think it's happy doing its thing.
Euthanize it.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna need to put it down. So over there,
that's how they do pets now too.
They do. They just get the chainsaw going and just lop it off. Actually, I just got an invitation to a wedding from some friends, and they said, "Yeah, it's gonna be in New York. It's gonna be upstate on a farm, and it's gonna be great." And I was like, "Oh, you guys are getting married there? That's where all my old animals have gone too." And I don't think he got the joke. But
I think it's great.
I thought it was funny.
That's very funny.
Okay, so everyone over there, Alex, they knew this tree rocks. The Europeans brought it over. They were like, meh, mediocre. And then over in the United States, also everyone's like, meh, mediocre.
They weren't giving it a chance to shine.
They really weren't giving it a chance to shine. Meanwhile, in our urban centers, in all of our beautiful suburbs, in our parking lots, and all the places we love to have pavement. The almighty, the beautiful, the thou shalt not mess with it ever. It's perfect and it shall be there forever. Pavement.
Pavement's awesome.
We love our pavement, right? Yet, while we were looking at this one tree over here, it's kind of like who cares? Kind of a backwater. No, don't really, whatever.
Yeah.
We were like going off our rocker to plant trees like the red maple.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the sweet gum. Is that? Yes, let's
Bradford
plant that
pear.
right here. Yeah, we planted all these trees that we just could not get enough of for whatever reason. Then, years later, we realized those trees were destroying our perfect, beautiful, God-blessed pavement.
Oh,
Now-
that's right.
Yes, so we've talked about
Wow,
this a few different times.
Can I recap
Oh, you may.
potentially, or do you want to stick to your
Oh, go for it.
sweet gum?
Uh-huh.
Are infamous, and I suppose red maple too,
Yes, very specifically.
for basically having voracious root systems that break up concrete.
That is their thing.
Yeah, very strong roots. That's impressive. I love that. I love this whole. I don't know what area of physics this is, but the fact that like an ant can carry something 3,000 times its weight, and that a root can push up through rock.
Yeah.
It doesn't move fast. It's just building pressure.
It's just building pressure that is just on such a small scale that it just can do things that are crazy.
Yeah. And so in Portland, we have a lot of sidewalks, and many of those are, you'll just have a random broken hump in the middle.
Yeah, totally.
That you have to climb over.
Yeah,
and that's probably, if you look up, there's probably a sweet gum there, or red maple.
Almost assuredly. I have actually done this kind of as a, I don't know, a little bit of an experiment where I would just be walking around, and if there is a hardcore amount of breakup on the sidewalk, to check to see what the tree is.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the Urban Forestry Commission, and people are always like, oh, my sidewalk's getting destroyed. We would like to remove the tree because it's destroying the sidewalk. To which I say, remove the sidewalk. Who gives a shit about that? Which I know we do for all these reasons, blah, blah, blah. I can go into that too, but it's always remove the tree for the sidewalk. It's always that.
Never remove move the sidewalk for the tree.
Very rarely. And the city requires that most of the time now. Everyone hates it. They're like, it's just going to do it again. And we're like, well, yeah, maybe.
Moving the sidewalk?
Yeah, or rebuilding it, something like that.
Yeah.
Putting it over the top of the roots or around it, something.
Sure.
And you cut a few roots here and there to keep it from being really bad. But yes, it probably will happen again if it's a red maple or if it's a sweet gum. That is what they do, and you can walk over and see exactly like you said. Look at a crack on the sidewalk and look up and be like, "Yep, it's a red maple or a sweet gum."
Yeah,
we've planted so many of them that red maples, if you add in a Norway maple, those two trees are probably the most common and populous trees in the entire nation.
Whoa!
Every city has those two trees, probably at 15 or 20% of all of their street trees.
Oh, shit.
It's a crazy amount.
Wild.
So much.
They must have gotten a good deal.
They must have gotten a good deal. Or they are just in the right politicians' pockets. I don't know.
Wow.
But those are the trees that we were like, let's plant the shit out of those. And then this other tree that can do a couple really interesting things. It can grow in really rough conditions because, well, guess what? That's where it's native to.
Yeah.
It's native to these places that have really dry soils. Not a whole lot of rain out there, but just enough that it can survive.
Good amount of wind.
A decent amount of wind, so it's a strong tree.
Yeah.
They don't get super large, 70, 80 feet, like I said. So they're not going to be these massive, huge, overbearing trees that nobody wants, even though there's not really anything wrong with it. We don't need to get into it. They also have beautiful flowers. They have a small amount of fruit. It's not really too egregious. And guess what? It doesn't seed itself in. It's not invasive.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas there's a couple other trees that are invasive, like the Norway maple that we planted dozens and dozens of, like the Callery pear that we planted dozens and dozens. I shouldn't even say dozens. We planted dozens of them. We've spent all of our time looking at all these dumb street trees that now have given our urban areas these it's kind of it's like a bad rap where everyone's like, oh, can't plant that tree. I can't plant a tree right here. It's going to destroy the sidewalk. They just assume that it will be the case.
Even if it's not a sweet gum.
Exactly.
Or a red maple.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just assume tree equals destroyed sidewalk. No tree is my choice.
See, when a sweet gum breaks up a sidewalk, it's bad for all trees.
It is.
The patriarchy hurts everyone.
Exactly. And right now, the sweet gum is at the top of the patriarchy.
Wow.
Pissing everybody off.
What a piece of shit.
So what do you do? This is a big question that everyone's like, well, here's all these trees. They're getting destroyed by the pavement. They're getting destroyed by overhead high voltage lines and people are cutting into them. Like our urban trees are just completely shafted all the time.
Before we answer that question,
Yeah.
I would love your opinion and I would love to give my own about the sweet gum.
Ah, okay.
Thoughts?
Well, we've done a whole episode on this, Alex. Do you not recall?
Well, of course I don't, but this is a new episode. We can talk about it again.
That is true. Okay. Well, here's the thing for me. The sweet gum. In fact, I loved that old episode. Everyone, go listen to it. I'm going to put it in the show notes. I forced you at the beginning against your will, and then you got into it. Then you liked it.
It sounds like me so far.
We did a crosstalk kind of thing where I was like, here's why I'm pro, here's why I'm negative for this.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So it turns out that the sweet gum in we got a bunch of what was it? I mean, the scientific name is liquid amber styraciflua, which means liquid amber runs through it, literally.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, so it's this tree that we used to get all sorts of properties from. And like it's a medicinal tree, it grows all the way down to like Guatemala.
Yeah.
And in habitat, it grows and falls apart and then creates a tree forest with lots of little holes and niches for things to live in, but it grows in the swamps. So in the streets, in the city, the tree sucks. It causes so many problems, and there are so many other trees that could do what it does well, just as well or better without the negative effects, that I'm like, we don't need you.
Yeah.
Love you, hard. Go to the woods and the swamps where you belong and have a great time. That is my opinion. So it's going to be like, I don't remember what I rated it back then, but I'm going to give it like an exact 5 right now.
Oh.
Meaning you are half really bad, half really good.
Gotcha.
What do you think?
Well, I don't have that in-depth of an opinion, but right now I'm kind of sick of them. They're just everywhere. They look interesting right now.
Yes,
December, whatever it is, and because they have no leaves, but the little gumballs are still on there.
Well, gumballs are hanging around.
I suppose that those are spent.
Yeah, well, the seeds are still kind of popping out from them.
Okay,
but yeah, they essentially are like a mace, like the medieval weapon, and then but they're really just a bunch of capsules. So all those little capsules just kind of open up, and then all the seeds fall out, which chickadees just friggin' love.
Good for chickadees.
Yeah, let me tell you,
I'm not a chickadee.
You are not a chickadee,
so I sort of feel kind of okay about them.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone out there. I know that was kind of like a really intense kind of way to say it. Alex is not a chickadee. I know you might have thought he was. He's not.
I didn't think I was going to have to be outed this way today.
Yeah.
I'm not a bird.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
All right, is everyone, what was that?
I swear I'm human.
Jesus, now I'm suspicious.
All right, Casey.
Anyway, so the sweet gum, not my favorite tree. It doesn't do a great job. And what it does, when it does do a great job, it is, over there. It's outside of the city.
Not a great city tree.
Not a great city tree. Neither is the red maple, even though everyone loves them. They've been bred to death. We've talked about that before also. I'm going to put show notes for that. So basically, it comes down to my kind of, wait a second, what the hell are we doing? Moment. I think that's right. I don't know what I was just saying.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, thanks. That we had this tree that everyone's like saying, hey, there's this really great tree that looks good, performs really well, and doesn't cause a whole lot of trouble. We should plant that. And everyone's like, what about a sweet gum?
We already have these trees that cause a bunch of trouble, so we'll stick with those.
Yeah. Oh, we hate this tree, and we hate everything it does. So, but we're gonna keep planting it all the time.
It's the tree we know, Casey. The evil you know.
Oh my God, Alex. I suppose you're right. That's a good way to put it. But it just boggles my mind that looking back, even you said it earlier today, looking back for the last 250 years, people are like, this tree rocks. Yet it has not gotten any of the credit, but it has been in the positive. It has been so very gently planted over a long period of time that it's not rare by any means.
Yeah.
But it's just so unknown that people are like, I have no idea what that tree is growing outside. If you go on Prescott Street here in Portland, there are some gigantic ones at about 9th or 10th in Prescott. And they're great, beautiful trees. There's a few that I know of in Massachusetts. There's a heritage tree over in the West. They're all over the place, but they are also so under the radar that no one knows and no one's paying that close of attention to them.
Yeah.
But they are demonstrably the best tree to be planting in every situation where someone might think to themselves, red maple would be nice.
Totally.
So we need to reach through and slap them and tell them to plant a stiphnolobium before I give them a stiphnolobium.
Whoa!
That's right.
Oh my God!
That's a punch.
You're cruising for a stiphnolobium.
Yeah. Yeah, let's turn this into an insult. Everyone, go use that outside. We need this to become a thing.
Now, I don't disagree with you. However, it is part of my job is to play a little bit of devil's advocate.
Oh, jeez.
So I will ask, are the Japonicums, have they shown signs of causing trouble in a street tree sense?
You know?
Like, what is to say if we don't plant a ton of those that they will cause a problem?
True.
Do we have enough of information to know that they would totally kill it?
I think so.
Okay.
I think there has been enough time.
Do they fuck up sidewalks?
They do not, at least in the sense of on purpose. You know, like
Do they fall apart at the slightest wind?
I don't believe so. I think
that's a huge one.
they're very strong wooded trees. In fact, they're used for a lot of their wood is used for a lot of different materials and different like building projects.
That's cool.
So-
Is there a bug or insect who loves to sit in their leaves and pee on cars?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
No. I'm
So-
sure it has a few little insects and diseases and things that it gets. What tree doesn't? The coast redwood, I know. Anyway.
That's 3 strikes. You're in.
Yeah, it does it. I just cannot see a good reason that this tree should not be planted. It might be ever so slightly like kind of seed itself in somewhere, but like I don't know, and we've had it around for long enough that we would know if it's invasive by now. Right?
Sure.
It's a great tree, and I think in this case, something I say very rarely, underplanted.
Wow.
It's an underplanted tree.
Well, with that shocking revelation, let's go to a quick break. But when we get back, we're going to give a review to the Japanese Pagodatree, aka the Chinese scholar tree, right here on aka Completely Arbortrary. Welcome back to Completely Arbortrary. Casey?
Alex, I just want you to know you're doing great.
Thanks. I got mad at myself. I keep
ready.
getting distracted by you have these teeth.
Yeah, what's going on over here? What
Chattering
do you see?
teeth. I'm just interested in this.
Oh,
I'm like a dog who like won't stop barking at a corner because there's a ghost there. You have chattering teeth.
there's a ghost there.
Oh my God. Casey has shown me the teeth.
This is an ancient money thing. I really don't know what it is, but it looks like
I see.
literal, I don't know, looks like dentures or something.
Yeah, it's a piggy bank.
It's a piggy bank, and it says, put the bite on your friends.
That one doesn't work.
Lick inflation. Yeah, I don't really know all these things.
Tell them what it says on the front there.
Put your money where your mouth is.
That's the only pun you need on this.
Exactly. Now, check this out, Alex.
Okay, Casey's putting a coin in this little spoon.
Oh, no.
And a mechanical device catapults the coin into the mouth.
And it's failed 3 times. I think it's, I see. It's off kilter.
It even has a tongue.
It's off
in
kilter.
there. Okay, Casey's doing it again.
No.
Okay, it's yet to work.
All right. Well,
Let's move on from
it's
it.
worked
but
before.
Thanks for showing me what it is.
Yeah, it's like a little spoon catapult, and you pull it down, and then
Yeah.
it flings the quarter into the mouth.
Ideally.
As it opens, a tongue even comes out.
Yeah.
It lands on the tongue, and then it swallows it. And I used it a lot because I think it's really fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
It would like chew, so it'd like open up once or twice.
Wow. I love that.
Anyway, sorry for the distraction. I'm just gonna put it right here now so you can see it
In full plain
entirely.
view. Casey, it's time to give a review and rating to this Japanese pagoda tree.
That's right, Alex.
Now, here's how it works. We're going to give some final thoughts on this underrated tree. And then give it a rating, in fact, of 0 to 10 golden cones of honor. Casey, as our resident expert, we will begin with you.
Alrighty. So, as I think I've kind of hinted at, really like this tree.
Yeah.
I have one grudge, which actually before I get to the grudge, I'm going to say I like this tree a lot. It is underplanted. I think we should plant it more. I like the bark, even though the bark is kind of like, I like the flowers, even though sometimes you're like, what is going on? From afar, when the whole tree is in bloom, oh my God, it's crazy. It's like, it's not something where you're like, oh, I'm blown away by all these big, gigantic purple flowers. It just looks like a tree covered in fireworks.
Yeah.
And I like that. I'm going to give it an 8.7.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's an underplanted tree, and I think
Damn.
a high rating gets this tree to be noticed, and that's what I need.
Is that what you want?
That's what I want.
Okay.
I want it to be noticed. 8.7.
That's a great score.
It's a great score. It's a great score for a great tree that I think is just a little bit underrated elsewhere in the world. So I'm going to make sure to rate it right and give my one begrudgment to it.
Oh, yes.
And that is a very personal begrudgment.
Okay.
I wrote a book this last year. It's called The Trees Around You. How to identify all the most beautiful, wonderful trees here in the Great Pacific Northwest and beyond. If you ever want to do it, you should go get that book. So here's the thing. I took every photo except for like 7 or so photos in that book. And
who else helped you?
well, Alex, you definitely helped.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
did. You did.
Okay.
It
Did I
was
get
really
any
sweet
photo
of you.
credits on that book?
No, I didn't use any of your photos. I'm sorry. So I was waiting for this tree. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I know exactly when it's blooming. It's like the last tree to bloom that I was waiting for.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm like,
don't
great.
miss it.
And I also really wanted a picture of the fruit because the fruit is so unique. It's so easily identifiable with the fruit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, great. Here we go. I'm just going to wait it out. Where are the blooms?
Oh no.
Where are the blooms? Where are the blooms? And there apparently is a cyclical fashion to their blooming, which I had not heard about. I Googled and someone's like, yeah, maybe. And then I saw it again in my research today. It will bloom and then not bloom the next year. So it
Mass blooming.
It does, yes. It kind of skips a year every now and then.
Wow.
It skipped the year of our Lord 2024, and it did not bloom. None of them in Portland bloomed at all. And I was like so upset. I'm like, don't fucking tell me that I am going to take 1,500 photographs of every tree, and the one tree that I can't get is just this little thorn in my side that I couldn't like get a full complete picture.
You must have been heartbroken.
I was.
I mean that
destroyed.
genuinely. That would
I
suck.
really was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ended up finding an old picture that I took of all the blooms, so I didn't get a close up of the flowers.
Okay.
And I think I did something else. I mean, you can identify it by the twigs. So I think I was like, look at the twigs, people. Shut up.
You know what this says to me, Casey? It says second edition money.
Oh yeah. That's right. Hey everyone, go buy that book. Go buy it right now.
Now with photos of the Japanese pagoda tree in full bloom.
Everything about the book exactly the same, except I add in one extra photo.
Well, Casey, 8.7 is a stunning score.
It's a pretty good one.
I'm so proud of this tree.
Yeah.
And here's what I think about it. I did not know it existed until today. However, I like things to be beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I like things, and beautiful does not mean, that does not have one definition.
Okay.
Lots of different kinds of beauty, right?
Yeah.
And nice design and bilateral symmetry. And
Ooh, yeah, that's
radial
what he likes.
symmetry.
Oh, no. None of that.
Not on this tree, but in general, I don't mind it. This tree, sans bark,
Yeah.
is beautiful. I think it's gorgeous. The bark doesn't even need to be fancy. If it were, it might be too much, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
It already has so much going for it. It has a pinnately compound leaf, but the leaves are like, they look like your normal leaf-shaped leaf.
Yeah, the little
leaflet,
guy.
you know?
Yeah.
And they're just like very shiny and green and beautiful, and the stems are bright green, and the flowers are cute.
Yeah.
And they are subtle palettes of whites and pinks, and they look like a little, I don't know, a little sunrise over the clouds. And the whole tree looks like a sunrise over the cloud. The form, which we don't talk about a lot,
The form of a tree.
the form of a tree.
Yeah.
This form is gorgeous.
It does. It has it.
It's so cozy and big, and think of like a tree from the Shire that provides shade for a whole party of hobbits. This is one of them. And of course, the fruit are so delightful and so sweet.
They're so adorable.
I'm going to go out on a limb here
Okay.
and give it a 9.0.
A 9.0.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Were we but 0.3 higher, I would have had to have find an instrument.
Yeah. Which
And
means
play a little ditty.
You could have only used my ukulele.
I would have loved to.
That would be. You can still do it if you want.
Yeah, come on, let's do it.
All right.
This is a little, I don't know. They still play the induction theme song, and then they walk up later and they're like, you weren't inducted, right?
We just have to let this tree know that that was by accident. So Alex is now tuning my ukulele by ear, even though there's a tuning mechanism right on the top. Incredible.
I've quit tuners.
You've quit tuners.
Yeah.
So you're no longer like no Looney Tunes, no any kind of thing like that.
Okay, to the Japanese Pagodatree, Chinese Scholar Tree. We don't induct you into the Golden Arboretum of Fame, but we do say you're so underrated.
Incredible. Any instrument, I swear to God, put in this guy's hands. He plays it. He just does it.
Stop.
That's amazing.
Any stringed instrument.
I guess that's fair. But yeah, that was amazing. You just picked that up and played it like nobody's business.
Well, thanks, Casey.
Tuned it yourself with your own ear.
That's right.
I
probably put it more out of tune.
Just sitting here in socks and
Hey.
sweatpants like an asshole.
You know what? You have a mastery of your own.
Thank you.
Well, Casey, that was our Japanese Pagodatree. A great one. I loved it. You know, I came in today in kind of a not great mood.
Mm-hmm. And then we talked about urban forestry.
Very gently. I mean, we barely
very,
did.
very gently.
But I got to say, and with at the risk of sounding too sentimental, recording with you always puts me in a better mood.
Oh, get out of here.
It's true.
Me too.
I love you, pal.
I love you too.
Well, Casey, it's time for our Completely Arbitrary AMA.
All right.
And if you have a question for the podcast, want to support the podcast, get us to that 800 subscriber count, arbitrarypod.supercast.com.
We need you.
And this week we got one from Heather. Heather says, "Hey guys, I recently started reading The Ghosts of Evolution by Connie Barlow.
Ah, yes.
And came across her mention of the, Casey help me, Tambalaco?
Oh, yes. Yes.
I'm going to say Tambalaco.
Okay, yeah. Tambalacoke.
Tambalacoke tree. And its connection with one of your favorite animals,
Yep.
the dodo.
That's right. One of my OG tattoos.
Yeah. I couldn't find any mention of it in previous episodes correctly.
That's right.
But I would love to hear more about it from you both. Have you guys covered the topic of evolutionary ghosts on the podcast? Would love to hear your thoughts. And if you have any specific ghosts that are your favorites, or maybe some that you wish would have gone the way of the Gomphothir.
So we could think of something that we wish went extinct. That would be kind of fun.
My ex-wife. Casey.
Yeah, she sucked.
So first, for Alex, define evolutionary ghost.
Okay, so an evolutionary ghost.
Thank you, Heather.
Yes, great question, Heather. The idea with Connie Barlow's Ghosts of Evolution is basically talking about trees and plants that have evolved some particular thing for a relationship with an animal that no longer exists. So that animal has gone extinct.
I have an example right off the bat.
Give it.
The Osage orange.
Exactly.
And
Perfect.
giant horses or whatever.
Yeah, well, actually, it was Gomphothirs and all sorts of other large North American mammals.
Your big sloth.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's like a bunch of weird elephant things that we used to have here that we no longer have.
Pachyderms.
Yeah. And so they ended up eating all these big fruits because, of course, the Osage orange is like the size of a softball.
Yeah.
And it was eaten by them, and today it's eaten by nothing else because they all went extinct. So this tree developed this fruit, and then everything around it changed, and in the blink of an eye. So the tree has not been like, oh, I'm going to adjust my fruit for something else. The evolutionary pressure has not been such that it has either had the time or hasn't had the pressure to like re-evolve a different fruit for something, that's smaller that still exists today, like say an elk or a deer or something like that.
Imagine you're going to have a friend over for dinner.
Yeah.
And they have a bunch of dietary restrictions.
Uh-huh.
They're gluten-free and they're vegan.
Oh.
And they can't have the lights too bright, even though you prefer the lights on.
Okay.
And they call and cancel.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly you have all this food that you don't want to eat because you're not gluten-free and vegan. And the lights are too dim.
Yeah.
And that your home stays that way forever.
I had no idea where you were going with that.
And you're like, oh, fuck. Well, my friend who I did all this for isn't coming over.
But I'm committed
Now-
for the rest of my life.
Now I just have to live this way.
Yes, and the life of your children and their children, and so on and so forth, for thousands of generations.
We all have to be gluten-free and vegan.
Oh, geez, yeah, because that one person. So you know what? The lesson here: don't cancel.
No, don't cancel
on
your
your
plans.
friends, especially if you have so many requirements.
No.
People go out of their way for this. That is okay. Yeah, you know what? That's not bad. That's not a bad description.
Man.
So so Connie wrote this whole book on it. We talked about it a while back when we talked about the Florida Toria.
Okay.
And then I ended up getting feedback and doing some more research after that. That basically Connie Barlow, being the researcher, wrote a book that's not a bad book and kind of talks about it, but postulates like, here are some examples we can see. But then with the Florida Toria, she postulates a little bit too much and basically takes a little too many liberties to say, well, actually, this could be the case, but there's no evidence for any of it. And I actually was talking with the conifer guy afterwards, and he was like, well, actually, could you like point me to the studies that show that? And I was like, oh, actually, well, this is my resource. And then someone else emailed separately and said, kind of a bit of a pseudoscience. Like, it seems more that after writing this book, some of the ideas in it were more like, those are just ideas, but there's no real evidence to support, say, the movement of or the existence of the Florida Toria somewhere other than where it is right now. So theoretically, it could grow other places, and maybe it did, but we don't actually see that in the fossil record kind of thing.
Okay.
So with Connie and that idea, it's there, it's good, but like take it like with a tiny little grain of salt. Like, it's not wrong, but it's like, okay, where's the fact versus the 100% truth? And that is a great way to transition into talking about the Tambalacoke tree.
Yeah.
So that is now known as Sideroxylon grandiflorum. And it is a species that's native
One
to...
single big flower? Grandiflorum?
Well,
Is
no.
that...
No, I think that is usually, that's actually just more the Latin ending. That means big flowers.
I thought it was like a singular instead of grandiflorum, which would be plural.
Yeah, I don't think
Like
so.
criterium.
Yeah, I think you're not wrong in picking up on that.
But yeah.
Regardless, so this is a tree that back in, according to Wikipedia, 1973, it was being argued that it was going extinct. So people are like, well, why is that? And one of the things that's notable is that it is endemic to Mauritius. That's the same island that the dodo was on.
Oh, wow.
So we know that this fruit of this tree was eaten by the dodo. So the idea was that back in the 1600s, when the dodo was still there, it would eat these fruits, it would go through its stomach, it would get scarified, and then it would get pooped out. And then the tree would be like, great, process done, I'm now going to start to grow. So then you have this new tree start to develop, but there was that intense symbiotic relationship where one animal had to eat the fruit, pass it through its gut, and then the seed would be ready to germinate.
And no other animal like these.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's on this island, so there's not really a whole lot of other options.
Sure.
So there was this one relation with this one gigantic bird, and when that bird went away, then all of a sudden there's nothing to eat this fruit. So it just hit the ground and just rotted away.
What happened? Why did the dodo go extinct?
The dodo went extinct because sailors ate it.
Oh,
that is the long and the short of it.
God damn it.
And that's the biggest thing. Like, dodos are like known to be dumb birds.
Yeah.
They're only known to be dumb because they evolved away their fear of things, because they're actually related to the pigeon. They flew over onto this island, sat down and said, wow, everything I need is right here. They lost the ability to fly. They became gigantic, elephantized, which is a thing that happens on islands. Certain things get really small and other things get really big, and we don't really know why this happens.
Whoa.
It's really weird.
Cool.
So the dodo went from a normal sized pigeon to a super huge sized pigeon.
No way.
Walked on the ground, lost the ability to fly, and also because it lived there for so many millions of years, it evolved away fear because there were no predators.
Wow.
So essentially, when humans came, humans would walk up and these curious birds would be like, what are you?
And they would clonk them on the head.
Literally just like that. Then they would kind of run away. Then they would come back and be like, what just happened? Like they didn't have
Wild.
the idea of fear because there's no reason to have it. Everything else in the world that has a predator chasing them all the time, they're like hyper fearful. They're ready to go. They're always on edge, but that's how they survive. So the dodos didn't have that. So they just died and they got this reputation for being stupid. They weren't stupid.
They were just fearless.
They just didn't have any reason to have any fear. Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. So we just walked over. Apparently they tasted like chicken. So we ate literally all of them until they died.
Fuck.
Sorry. So,
And still this plant thrives.
yeah, exactly. And so, well, actually, no. Well, so in that case, the plant only kept thriving for a certain amount of time. Because at one time, again, this is according to Wikipedia, but if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty of this, read first Connie Barlow's account, but then read The Tree by Colin Tudge. So he gets into it and says, well, it turns out that the story that Connie tells isn't quite accurate. And he doesn't specifically say Connie Barlow's story because it's an understood story where people basically said, all these trees are dying. There are no new seedlings coming up. So if there are no new seedlings coming up, that must mean that this tree is not reproducing. Why is this tree not reproducing? Oh, because we killed off the bird that was a requirement for its reproductive cycle. Wow. So now that bird's gone, which means this tree that was dependent on it is now also going extinct.
So the tree like had a relationship with the dodo's like stomach acid formula or something?
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
okay.
Yeah. So it had to be scarified.
Okay.
So we could do this all the time, but like take the
you literally scratch a seed.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. What is the Kentucky coffee tree is another example of this, where its seeds now to get them to germinate, you have to literally take a file the seed, drop it in hydrochloric acid for a little while, then put it in the fridge so it gets cold stratified.
Yeah.
Is that the term? I think that's the term.
Okay.
Basically, let it experience a winter time. So the tree, the seed, I should say, literally the seed, knows that it has been eaten when it's chomped, so you scarify it. It's gone through a stomach, drop it in the acid, and then it's been pooped out and let rest the entire winter time. And then when it comes warm again, it knows, okay, now it's my time to shine, and then it grows. So same exact idea, but with the seed of the Tambalacoke, where this tree, the seed itself knows I have to go through this and this and this, then I know I'm in the right conditions to germinate.
Wow.
So that was the idea, but then other researchers were like, okay, hold on. Is there anything else going on here? And then it turns out, oh, well, we brought rats onto the island, and rats were eating the shit out of the seeds. Goats would chomp up all of the new little seedlings that popped up, so on and so forth. It turns out there's actually a dozen things that were going on that caused the seedlings to either not happen at all or to be eaten and killed right as they started to grow.
All under the umbrella of human intervention.
Exactly, yeah. So we came onto this like pristine, very well balanced, very, very disparate ecosystem and just threw it completely, to hell. Hawaii, it happens on a bunch of different islands where these things that existed without humans, then everything gets thrown off balance when humans come in and start to do other things.
Sure, yeah.
So in this case, it turns out that no, there's actually just pigs and monkeys and all these other things that we introduced that started to destroy this cycle, this reproductive cycle. And it's very likely that the dodo had a huge part in it, but the story's not quite so simple.
Okay.
And so I initially got this tattoo. It's a dodo on a stump basically saying, hey, be careful which trees you cut down and what things you kill because they can have these really intense relationships.
I love that.
And I still like the idea of it and I still like my tattoo. But I got it knowing that it's not quite accurate.
Sure.
But the story as like almost an allegory kind of thing still resonates.
Needs to be simplified in a way.
Exactly, yeah. And we love it, but then scientists, of course, are like, well, we got to really know. So in this case, the dodo is a ghost of evolution. Rather, I should say, is the fruit. Yeah, is more the ghost. Okay. It's still sitting there, but it's not organized, it's not developed the way that it needs for the modern world.
Wow. Now, Casey, part of the question that Heather asked, do you have a favorite ghost?
Yes.
And what is your favorite ghost of evolution?
My favorite is by far easily The Kentucky coffee tree.
Tell me why.
So the episode that we did on it some years ago now is one of my favorite episodes because as I researched the tree and learned all these like little idiosyncrasies about it, it turns out that I think the way I described it is the tree shows up to the party late. It doesn't want to be there. It has no friends and it leaves early. And it just does not like you. It does not want to be here. Everything that it loves is dead.
That's right.
And it does not have any interest in like becoming modern again.
Yeah.
It just is a tree that's like, you know what? No, you put my seeds in acid and you chew them up and you spit them out. And then maybe I'll consider growing. Otherwise, until then, get out of my face.
Get off my property.
Exactly. I love the fact that this tree has so much personality in its biology that it just makes me be like, yeah, you're cool. I would hang out with you because I get you.
That is cool.
Yeah, so that's my favorite. Not to mention, it's a handsome ass tree.
Yeah, that's a good looking tree. Gosh, do I have a favorite ghost of evolution? Probably Darwin's poltergeist. I don't know any other evolutionary scientists.
Okay, yeah, I'm good with that.
No, I'll say, I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Can you give me some examples?
Honestly,
I need like multiple choice.
It's actually kind of tough because to prove that it is a ghost of evolution is a little bit hard to do, which is why Connie Barlow's book is a little bit, dubious sometimes.
Yeah. I'll do a future ghost of evolution.
Ooh, yes, okay.
Like I think someday the bullhorn ants will go extinct.
Oh, yeah.
And future generations will be like, what the fuck is this tree?
Like, why does it have these huge hollow horns on it?
And it'll be unknown until we do insects leave fossils? Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ant fossils.
Cool.
Eventually. But that's after the apocalypse, and science will have a long way to go before it gets there.
And we also would need to find ants inside of a fossilized horn.
Yes.
Which would be wild.
To make the correlation,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think eventually my favorite future ghost, besides myself, is probably the bullhorn acacia.
Honestly, top 10 future goats, me.
Let's see, who else? Who do I want dead?
Yeah, exactly. It's who do you want dead, but also still want to hang out with? So that makes it really hard.
Yeah, that is hard. Well, thank you so much for your question, Heather. Great topic, and I can't wait to talk more about it. Casey, Clapp.
Alex Crowson, thanks for coming over.
Yeah, thanks for having me, pal. I just want to point out a couple details in your room before we leave for listeners. Mm-hmm. He has a shelf of jars in which, of course, are cones, and the biggest one probably is a bell jar. That looks like it might have housed a very tall cake at one point over here.
Yes.
Casey has a wine rack.
I do.
A little cubby holes and dark cherry wood of bottles of wine.
Yeah.
I know Casey enjoys a glass of wine every now and then.
I do.
Also, Casey has a globe.
I do.
A textured globe, that little topography texture.
Yeah, still has a USSR on there also.
Is that so?
Yeah, so that globe is at least from like 1990 or before.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a lot of stuff, but I will say it's not like, it doesn't feel like super cluttered or crap. I mean, you have everything well organized.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I've
and
tried
it's
my best.
It's not like junk. It's like beautiful things that make you happy, like souvenirs from your life. You know? And, so with that, I say, Casey Clapp.
Alex Crowson. That's right. I was like, wait, we're still doing that. That's right.
We're still in the episode. Thanks for having me, pal. And thank you so much to you, dear listener, for listening to this episode of Completely Arbortrary. And we will see you next week, which is Christmas Day.
That's right. Merry Christmas.
Ho, 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 and goodbye.
See ya. Completely Arbortrary is hosted by Casey Clapp and Alex Crowson.
Our music is by Aves and the Mini Vandals, and our artwork is by Jillian Barthold.
To support the podcast and get rewards in return, become a Treemium member at arbitrarypod.supercast.com.
Thanks for listening.